I swear I'm a film critic. Good day, movie people. Welcome to a new episode of the CineGuy. I'm your host, Steven Angulo. Let's talk film. And if I sound kind of different, I'm currently recovering from a cold right now, so yeah, that's why I might sound a little strange, but not to worry. I'm still your lovable CineGuy, even though my throat hurts and everything aches. Anyway, let's talk film. So yeah, guys, what do you get when you cross another Stephen King adaptation that's actually pretty good, unlike most bad ones? Like, I don't know, I don't really watch Stephen King movies, but I heard Dark Tower was the worst. My gosh. Alright, this is It Chapter 2. So yeah, we're back in Jerry, Maine with our favorite losers club. Sorry about that. This time, they're grown up. They are adults. And it's time for them to face Pennywise for the very last time. Whatever it takes. So yeah, in other words, this is the end game for the clown. Anyway, so what do we get? In this horror film, we get a well thought out horror adventure unlike any other. Like, well, it does rely on some jump scares, while, and let's face it, what horror movie does not have jump scares? Even Jaws makes you jump. The pacing and the atmosphere is super creepy, which makes up for it, and the production design, wow, that made it even more scarier. I mean, it was all like, gothic and like terrifying and creepy and like mysterious. Like, do I smell an Oscar nomination? I don't know. The Oscars really don't really pay much attention to these kinds of films, so we'll see. But yeah, in my opinion, this one is better than the first, or I enjoyed this way more. I mean, because first of all, in the first one, all we saw were just kids running away from monsters. That's not really a horror film. That's an episode of Goosebumps. I mean, that's pure Scooby-Doo right there. Like, with this one, the adults are now in charge, and you know what? They're gonna have nightmares for a long time. So anyway, let's explore It Chapter 2. Now, this one kind of parallels the first one in which, like, evil clown arises, eat people, and a group of, like, misfits have to join together to fight him off. And also each of them has to face their own fears while they work on destroying the clown. But yeah, all the losers do return, except for Stanley. Oh yeah, there will be spoilers to this one, just a little alert. Yeah, Stanley does not return because they decided to kill him off in the beginning as a push for the others. Because according to him, he will just slow them down and not be much help. Which, to be honest, I feel that's kind of a bad use for his character, alright? I mean, he's one of the losers. Like, we kind of need him there. But then again, in the first movie, he was kind of just there, right? I mean, everyone has something unique about themselves. Like Beverly overcoming an abusive father, Eddie and his ginormous mother who's like super overbearing and overprotective, or Mike getting over his family dying in a fire. But Stanley, he was just Jewish, I guess. Like, that's all we got from him. Like, I mean, yeah, if they had killed off Richie, then that would have been a problem, because Richie is one of the key, comic relief characters, and we kind of need him in this film. But yeah, Stanley, you're a real trooper, and I wish we could have seen you in this adventure. Also, Bill is back as the leader. Yeah, he's still getting over Georgie's death, which you think he let the past die, but no. Like I just say, everything comes back when they return to Derry. Like, once they come back, all of a sudden they start remembering like what happened to them. And Bill gets a stutter back. Like in the beginning when we see him, working as a writer, he speaks fine. But in Derry, he's like starts stuttering. So we know there's kind of like a supernatural effect to these characters as like, okay, their past is coming back to haunt them, and now it's time for them to defeat it. Now, Bill, he feels responsible for Georgie's death in the film. And Pennywise uses that to its advantage, messing with him, like saying like, hey, it's your fault Georgie died. And worst of all, there's this little kid in the movie. We first meet him when he sees Richie, in the beginning. And then you realize that this little kid actually lives in Bill's old childhood home. So it's kind of like connecting the dots. Pennywise just wants to mess with Bill even more. And that leads to him, wanting to hurt the kid. Which does happen in this scene that really, really pissed me off. Why? Here's the thing. The little kid goes to this fair into this little house of mirrors. And Bill goes after him to help him. In the house of mirrors, Pennywise arrives and starts breaking the glass to eat the kid. So Bill has to watch another little kid die in front of him. That's just messed up. And I'm just the kid didn't deserve that. I wish he had escaped. He was just there. He was an innocent bystander. Just why? But I guess, we gotta push Billy, work on his character of hey, you're the leader of this gang, and we need something to push you into wanting to kill this clown. So let's kill a kid in front of you. There you have it, folks. And one of my favorite characters in the whole film is Richie, played by Bill Hader. Oh my gosh. He is the funniest and greatest character among all the losers. Bill Hader made me laugh so much with his jokes and his wits. And but here's the thing. Even though Bill Hader is a comedian, he did an amazing job in a serious role as well. He was very dramatic and, playing a vulnerable character. Especially as it revealed that in his character development, Richie's actually a closeted homosexual. And he had feelings for his friend Eddie. You remember from the first film, him and Eddie were always going at each other and roasting each other and that stuff. You felt okay, they got that brotherly love there. No, Richie actually had feelings for him. Now the thing is, we don't really focus on this much in the film, since it's all about killing the clown. But I do wish he kind of will reveal himself to his friends. It would have been a great way for him then bond and get closer. But I guess he'll just have to live with that and move on. Which well, at least we have a little bit more about Richie, because in the first one he was pretty much just that funny guy who's had naughty language and all that stuff. Finn Wolfhard was very funny as Richie, and Bill Hader was even funnier. So yeah, we salute you, Richie. Beverly, played by Jessica Chastain, just cannot catch a break. I mean, she lives an abusive marriage and is still haunted by visions of those who were perverted towards her. My God, I just want her to make it out alive and have a happy life for once. And Jessica did a great job, that's for sure. Really standing out as the only girl loser, and she's not the damsel in distress. No, she can hold off on her own against Pennywise and his antics. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Jessica Chastain is not Daphne from Scooby-Doo. She's more like Daphne from the Scooby-Doo live-action films. Only she's not doing kung fu against the monsters. She's just running away from them. Oh well. Ben is no longer fat. Haha. And the best thing about this film is that you're cheering for him to be with Beverly. Which he does in the end, though. They do end up getting married and falling in love. Because let's face it, in the end of the first movie, Bill and Beverly falling in love made no sense. It was supposed to be Ben and Bev, because I don't get why Bill and Bev, that just came out of nowhere. Oh my gosh. I mean, she was the first person who was nice to Ben, and he even wrote her that poem that for so many years ago had stuck with her. So yeah, I'm glad they got their happy ending. I'm happy for them. And Mike, I feel he's actually the leader in this one. I mean, he's the one who got everyone back together and had a plan to kill Pennywise. And what was that plan? Well, as it turns out, Pennywise has been an ancient evil who was once beaten. There's a whole ritual that has to be done where people sacrifice artifacts from their past and burn them to defeat him. And there's 6 losers, so that means they have to get the 6 Infinity Stones to snap Pennywise out of existence, pretty much. Yeah, nowadays every movie is Endgame. That's all I can say. Whatever it takes. Well, obviously that doesn't work, because Pennywise comes back as a giant mutant spider and is haha, you can't defeat me. So what did they do? They defeat him in a way I never would have thought. They roast him to the point that he is a baby and they rip his heart out. Yeah. I mean, they're You're a silly little clown. You're nothing. You're just a little sick mummy. You're a stupid clown. I mean, I would have understood it. They could have done that in the first one as kids, because kids are mean. They could have called him like a butthead or done a bunch of yo mama jokes, but no. They do it as adults, because kids, all we did was just see him like beat him around and try to like stab him. But no. Which goes to show you, kids, it's okay to bully as long as it's against the sadistic clown. Oh, and the whole ritual thing? Yeah, that was done when Mike gave Bill a drugged up tea. And then Bill started seeing like hallucinations. It was like kind of like an acid trip going on. And that's how Bill saw that, like, okay, the ritual has to be done to destroy Pennywise. Which goes to show you, kids, it's okay to do drugs as long as it shows you how to destroy a sadistic clown. Oh my gosh, I hope there's no children listening to this show. Let me see. Now, Bill Skarsgård is back in his diabolical nature as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. He doesn't really dance in this one. He does sing, though. We will get to that, though. Now, it's safe to say that he will go down as the creepiest horror villain in history. I mean, yeah. Tim Curry, his Pennywise was scary, but he was more kooky and funny, and he looked like an actual, fun clown. Now, Bill, I wouldn't let him near my dog, which is surprising how children are not afraid of him. I mean, Georgie spoke to him because he saw a clown and talked about popcorn. But like, no, this Pennywise is terrifying. You gotta run away. Kids should be scared of him. They should be like, nope, and just run. That's what should have happened. Same thing happened to that little girl in the baseball field. Like, Pennywise promised to blow away her birthmark, and then he eats her. Like, if you're not running away from a scary clown like that, then you deserve to get eaten. Alright? You deserve to get killed from that. Because that's just from you being dumb. My gosh. And of course, in the first one, the monsters, yeah, like the first one, they're always like monsters that, hunt the losers one by one, and they're terrifying. I mean, you got like an evil painting comes to life, a leper, a headless person, and a demonic Georgie. Here, they're still pretty terrifying. Like, each loser experiences their fear come to life, but I don't know, like, this feels more like a little cartoonish, kind of like a Ghostbusters monsters. Like, Bill sees Georgie again. Bev sees a naked old lady. Once again, Ghostbusters. And Richie sees a statue of Palm Bunny that comes to life and has, like, sharp, splintery teeth. Which, I'll be honest, that one actually made me jump. Because I came out of nowhere. I mean, this looked like a Cartoon Network horror movie, like, villain. And this guy made me jump. Like, no, this is what kids would laugh at. But no. Also, during that scene, it sings about how he knows that Richie is gay. Actually, a fun little tune. It should be called Pennywise the Singing Clown. I know your secret, your dirty little secret. I wish it was longer, though, because all you can see is Bill Hader's terrified look like, oh my gosh, he's singing to me now. Also, Ben sees Beverly on fire, which was actually pretty scary. Like, nobody wants to see Sophie Lillis on fire and bald and chasing after you in school. Oh, and also Eddie sees a leper that throws up on him again, and this time he tried to like give his mom tongue. That was just a gross scene. Oh my gosh. Oh, and Mike sees a newspaper that calls his dead parents crackheads, which will be terrifying to any person of color, because how dare you say that to us? That is super racist. Pennywise, you bigot. So yeah, it's great to connect to the first one with the different forms that Pennywise takes. But the final battle takes the cake. Like, Pennywise is now a giant spider creature and attacks losers one by one. Now, each has a different fear. Like, with Beverly, her fear was that she's trapped in a stall where every guy was creeped on her, like Henry Bowers, the pharmacist. Oh, that pharmacist. And her father, just like, trying to get in and wanting her. And then she nearly drowns in blood. While Ben is next door, about to be buried alive. But in that instant, he confesses that he wrote the poem for her and that he loves her. So if you're team Benverly, then you will love that scene. So yeah, these have a great sense of character in them. Especially with Bill. He finds himself in in his basement as a child, and he finally gains closure after from that Georgie's death was not his fault, and then he fought off his childhood self, blaming him. So Bill has now come to terms with his personal demons and has won the battle. Oh, and Richie and Eddie, that was just pure comic relief. They find a demonic puppy. So yeah, it's funny, but hey, at least they were together, right? Oh my gosh. This movie was something else. Oh, and Henry Bowers does return for like a little minor role. He's fat and ugly now, and he still has the mullet too. And he tries to kill the losers, but they end up destroying him. More like Richie killing him with an axe. Which, honestly, you know what? Here's the problem with that. It should have been Ben that kills Henry Bowers, because Ben was the one that Henry terrorized the most. So I would have loved to see Ben get his revenge. Like Richie, he wasn't really, a Bowers, like prey. So I guess it was just for him to save Mike, but it should have been Ben to kill Henry Bowers. It should have been Ben. All right, guys, this has been It Chapter 2. So yeah, if you're in the mood for scary, do give it a check out. It's not as terrifying as the first one. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. But the adrenaline and the character development make up with a great story that keeps the movie going. Despite its 3-hour long runtime. Yes, this is pretty much Endgame. I can just see Bill snapping his fingers. Actually, no, not Bill. I see Richie snapping his finger like, and I am the guy who did your mom. There we go. Oh my gosh. So yeah, my final rating is 8.6 red balloons out of 10. Horrible endings written by Bill. My gosh. Poor Bill cannot catch a break. I mean, not all writers are the best, all right? Not everything has to be a happy ending, all right? We just want to, have an ending that, vivifies with our readers. Then again, I haven't read the endings, so I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a like if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and join the crew, and we'll see you next week for another awesome review. Also, you can check out this podcast I'm part of called Real Movie News and Reviews. It's on certainpov.com, the link is in the description below. Also, follow my Instagram at CineGuy Steven for minor reviews. Like this week I just posted the Peanut Butter Falcon. It was a very nice, feel-good independent film, and let me just say Shia LaBeouf is back. That's all I'm going to say. You want to know more? Follow my Instagram. And until next time, folks, this is Steven Angulo signing off. Time to float! Oh my gosh, that's a wrap.